Ladies and gentlemen, this is another vlog regarding the demonic symbolism. As I've advised in the women's rights vlog, these oppressors and molesters, they have different names for their one-eyed god. They bow down and worship a one-eyed god. They have many different names for their other devil gods also, but they're mainly working for the one-eyed god. That's why you will see this symbolism everywhere. Now, as soon as you receive one of these molesting parking tickets, you need to immediately sue him for attaching demonic symbols to the vehicle, to the private motor vehicle basically. So you'll have to write to them and advise them to stop attaching these demonic symbolisms and symbols which are unlawful and satanic. They will not be able to deny this, and as soon as they try to deny this, they'll be actually perjuring themselves. But this is another way of actually winning a good case against these molesters, and advise them he's up to demonic activities, and why is he putting demonic symbols on the parking stickers on the cars. So this is just the point of this vlog. So I've also advised these molesters, they bow down to Baal, Lucifer, the devil, Baphomet. These demonic entities are all being worshipped at the satanic lodges, the Freemason lodges, individually. They're calling their own gods, basically, the devil gods, but they're working for this one god to return to them their one-eyed beast, their devil god, the Antichrist. So this is full evidence and proof they're using demonic symbolism, and you need to actually charge them and arrest the judge as well for these pedophilic activities of molesting with molesting symbolisms and one-eyed devil symbolism. They will not be able to deny this, and they'll have to perjure themselves immediately once you actually understand how demonic the whole system is. And then they'll claim mental illness and etc. to cover it all up that they're using demonic symbolism, especially on their illegal parking charge notices. Their balance can still be settled lawfully, which they will refuse to accept, proving the fraud and the corruption and the perverted paedophile protection racket worldwide. So these councils, they all protect Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris and the ex-Prime Minister of England, Ted Heath, as all the councils are connected to the lodges. And Barry Bennell, the recently apprehended children's football coach, who was also a big paedophile and given protection for 30 to 40 years. And then after he was finally apprehended. But he was also part of the same lodge that these Freemasons work for, and these devil workers. So be aware of this. So remember, as soon as you receive one of these, you're dealing with a demonic entity and a demonic corporation. As soon as you see any forms of signs on these illegal so-called tickets demanding a balance to be paid, and they can't even actually say what they will need a balance to be paid with. That's why they've got to cover it up immediately. They are the holder of your human rights. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. Be aware what your human rights are. Study your human rights. Learn full rights and full laws. So this symbol is the mark of the beast, the mark of the one-eyed beast, the Antichrist, who they're all working for in these lodges. They're calling for him to return and be their savior and their master of this commercial fraud, the Antichrist, the one-eyed beast. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. They work for the one-eyed beast, the Antichrist. Be aware, all Christians and all followers of all faiths worldwide. You're up against tyranny, transgression, oppression, and molesters worldwide, and killers who are working for the beast and working for the devil. This is full evidence and full proof regarding this demonic symbol. These are big pedophile protectors and molesters worldwide. They use the money to protect their demonic celebrities and their demonic entities and their demonic high-end pedophiles, such as Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris, and the ex-Prime Minister of England, Ted Heath, who was also a pedophile and a transgressor and a molester who was protected by the police, the governments, and the councils and the judges. So when you're paying a parking ticket, this is where the money's going, to the illegal, unlawful pedophile protection racket worldwide, and they're spending it on pedophilia. You have to have knowledge of these occult symbols and these devil-worshipping lodges and be aware what they're transgressing and plotting These are big molesters and plotters of the poor people to kill them, these molesters in these lodges and in these governments worldwide. Transgression of all forms of laws, transgression of biblical laws, the Holy Bible laws. Taken their judges and arrested them immediately for violation and breach of trust law, breach of trust. Also, they don't fail to recognize any forms of laws. They will not fail to recognize even the Holy Bible, that you're carrying the Holy Bible and you're in a Holy Bible jurisdiction, the highest law of the land. They fail to recognize any forms of laws. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen, and all civil litigants. When you're doing a civil case against these fraudsters and you have to litigate matters on these molesters, it will get covered up internally. Be aware of this. As I've advised, they will kill you in the process and get away with it. Cover it up, each and every one of them individually, getting personally and individually liable, breaking the ancient traditions, principles and customs of the common law, violating the old English law of the land, which they failed to recognize, as they'd have to pay damages for violation of any law. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. Damages are demanded under the common law for violation of any form of law. You have to write to the molester of the judge sitting there, the transgressor and the paedophile protector in the government, who will not pay you and refuse to recognize anything's happened and cover it up, especially when I have to write and send the affidavit statement of truth regarding a demonic matter which has been perpetrated against me and myself and many others worldwide. Be aware of this once again, ladies and gentlemen. You're dealing with demonic ritual pedophiles and satanic religious pedophiles, and pedophilia and theft by deception and fraud and covering up of murders runs in their family. It's in their bloodline. Be aware of this. These are demonic ritual killers, causing attempted robbery and also robbery worldwide with the help of their judges, who even perjure themselves to protect it. The molesters, getting personally and individually liable on Judgment Day, these molesters. These transgressors using their demonic symbolism, working for the one-eyed beast, the Antichrist, the molesting beast. They've set up this whole commercial system for the beast that they're calling down, who fails to appear for them, as he fails to recognize who they are, these molesters. It's a shame on these molesters, even though they work for the Antichrist, working for money, putting illegal taxes. As I've informed you, all taxes are illegal under biblical laws. I travel with the Holy Bible, clutching the Holy Bible, filing charges on a government molester immediately, suing him immediately, getting him and the judge personally and individually liable for Judgment Day. These molesters. As I've advised, they can't even advise you what they need the balance to be settled with. Once you challenge them in a commercial letter, in their commercial jurisdiction, you can't even advise what the balance has to be paid for these molesters, and then they will still cover it up internally and violate the oldest law of the land, the English law, and violating your English common law rights worldwide, and the human rights law worldwide, and the women's rights worldwide, these oppressors. As even if a woman wants to settle the balance lawfully, with the onions and tomatoes in weight, in pounds and ounces, they will refuse to accept the payment and claim a form of mental illness, breaking women's rights worldwide, these molesters and human rights law, these transgressors and molesters and paedophile protectors and killers of the poor people, big transgressors and molesters in the governments and these parliamentary paedophiles. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can understand now why I continuously make a vlog daily for the oppression and suppression of the human rights law and the miscarriages of justice being perpetrated by these perverted court staff and these judges with their wigs on, in these courts, these molesters. Big dirty transgressors, dirty tyrants, dirty devil workers, demonically possessed pedophile protectors in the governments worldwide. The lodges and their judges, the Freemason lodges, protect this activity worldwide. They do satanic rituals and pedophile activities in their lodges worldwide. The police protect this worldwide. Their ex-Prime Minister of England, Ted Heath, was also a pedophile. Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris, all given police protection for up to 50 years, until some of them their luck ran out and they were apprehended. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. These are big molesters and transgressors who will protect these molesters for as long as they can. These evil demonic workers in the governments and the police forces, fully liable and guilty on Judgment Day of harboring these activities and molesting with us and the poor people and molesting with the human rights law. And the people who are aware of their rights and do not agree with this and do not consent to this molesting worldwide. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. Judgment will come on the land. Judgment will come on all these transgressors and molesters and paedophile protectors worldwide. These police forces who protect pedophilia also worldwide. Now people are getting a full understanding as to the tyranny and the secret paedophile protection Freemason racket which has been operating for many thousands of years. And other secret devil occult worshippers and secret lodges worldwide being operated and protected for this demonic activities and the calling of the one-eyed beast. This is why we must all unite and ask and hope our voices reach up to the heavens for the release and the return from the heavens of Holy Jesus the Anointed One, to end the tyranny and transgression and kill off the Antichrist and his whole devil system, this demonic plague of a system worldwide, suppressing the poor people, killing them with the help of their police and their judges, and covering it up internally worldwide, and not recognizing equal rights and lawful justice for all of humanity and mankind worldwide. End of vlog.